Welcome back to That Dad Guy. It is January 19th, 2024, and I'm going to show you outside real quick here. I've been getting some inquiries about snow in Canada, and yeah, we've got snow, but not as much as you might think. Now, out in British Columbia on the west coast, they just got 25 to 30 centimeters of snow. I've got enough. You can see it's covered the ground, but that's about it. You can see the road. It's got some ice on it, but it's clear. You can drive on it. The walkway, I've got some salt on it, some sand, but overall not too bad. Let's focus back there. There you go. You can see it's pretty icy in my driveway. Now I'm gonna go inside because it feels like minus 22 today. Real temperature is about minus 9, but with the wind it is colder. Well, it's Friday. I've got some mail, so I'm gonna show you what came in this week. When I sit down here and prop up this camera a little bit. There we go. That's perfect. No, that's not perfect. There. Close enough. This is the mail from this week. Not as much as last week, but that's all right. Things need to catch up again. I did have a funny comment because I did get a lot of mail I had a lot of mail last week, and I got a comment saying, what would it be like if one day when we tuned in for your Friday video and you just had hundreds of cards from people? I don't know what I would do in that case. One thing I'm going to do though is pick this up. You can see the power of doing things as you go. I want to put a light on there. I'm not so much in the dark anymore. But yeah, if I had hundreds of cards coming in the week, well, one, I wouldn't be responding to everybody, that's for sure. So my direct swaps would still remain smaller. But I do get people from time to time send me cards that watch me on YouTube, and I really like that. As mail volumes increase, I certainly can't respond as much, but I can respond through these videos saying thank you for them. They do mean a lot to me when people just want to reach out and say, I've been watching your videos, I'm enjoying them, or giving me words of encouragement to keep going. So thank you for that. Now, I want to show you what I did get and from who I got it from, and the official ones that I got. This week, I got 3 official ones. Last week, I think it was 11, so we've dropped down a bit. The first one, though, is this cute card. It comes from Italy, and this comes from Sarah. She has the cleanest printing. I'm just going to show real quick. Very, very good printing, and she's got lots in it. She still has room for washi tape. You can see there's the stamp that she's used. She put some stickers on there as well. She lives close to Milan. She's 34, and she says she's watched the channel and thinks it's funny. So I'm hoping she watched the channel, an episode that I was trying to be funny, and it's just, yeah. But I do appreciate it, Sarah, that you were watching it. And yeah, if you're watching it today, that's your postcard. So thank you so much, Sarah, for that lovely postcard. Let's get it right way up. There you go. Perfect. All right, the second card is a virtual birthday meetup card, 8th anniversary meetup. This one here comes from Finland, and it says, greetings from Vihti, V-I-H-T-I, Finland. Her name is Pandita, and she's Thai, who's been living in Finland for now 20 years. So this is a virtual meetup card, and she gets a chance to go to all sorts of different meetups around. But look at all the people that have signed this card. Now, I know in Finland, they get to have so many more meetups there. There are a lot of postcrossers in Finland, and I've been blessed to know a few different Finnish people that have corresponded with me that send me meetup cards, so I appreciate it very much. I want to focus on these. Okay, these are the stamps. I haven't seen this one yet, but I'm guessing it's talking about the temperature in Finland between 1908 and 2008, and you can see the thermometer, how much it's dropped. It looks like there's an iceberg there that's probably melting, so it's an environmental stamp. If I'm reading that right, it's once again how much you can tell from a stamp just with images that have come out. So yeah, you can tell a lot. You can get a great story from a little postage stamp. One of the reasons why I liked collecting them and seeing the variety that show up. But that being said, thank you, Benita, for that card. The last official one I have comes from the United States. We've got a United Postal Service mail carrier's truck, really cool with all the letters in the background. You see them all there. This says, I hope this postcard finds you well. I'm Heather, so thank you, Heather, from this, and for this. She's from Philadelphia. She's a history teacher in high school. That's great. I was a history major in university, and so have a connection there. She says, did you know that her city, Philadelphia, is the birthplace of American postal system by, hard to say because it is covered in there with the cancellation, but it says the birthplace of the American, birthplace of America. All right, let's start that all again. Yes, I knew Philadelphia used to be the old capital, birthplace of America, but it also says where Franklin established the National Postal Service in 1737. That I didn't know, or if I did know it, I've since forgotten about it. So I appreciate that, Heather, that you're letting me know all about that. I do know that Philadelphia is a very important place in American history, the Liberty Bell, Rocky. I know that's not part of real history, but it's something to think about with Philadelphia. So thank you, Heather. I appreciate it. All right, let's get into some of the direct swaps that showed up this week. The first one is actually from, I would say, someone who watches my channel. It's from Chris in Evansville, Indiana, and just says, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. This was sent on December 14th, so it took a long time to get here from Indiana. I have a few things that are still traveling to the United States that haven't reached their destination. So I'm not sure why some things are getting clogged up in the postal system, especially now when things are a little bit slower. There are the beautiful stamps that Chris has put on there. And that's the only thing it says. So I wasn't sure who originally, I know it was from Chris, but I was kind of confused about it. So Chris, I assume, watches the channel and sent me a card. So thank you so much, Chris. The next card comes from Jeb. And Jeb lives in Florida, and this is a homemade card. You can see there's a hobbit hole, Lord of the Rings, the Hobbit, where Frodo and Bilbo probably lived at one point in time. On the back it says, my name is Jeb and I'm an artist living in St. Pete's, Florida. I recently picked up some blank watercolor postcards so I could practice painting. I love Lord of the Rings and had a lot of fun and a fair bit of frustration painting this for me. I hope you and your family are doing well. Happy New Year. And if you want to look at Jeb's art, he's on Instagram at JEBBUB. There you can see the stamp and the great artwork by Jeb. So thank you so much for reaching out and sending that to me. I appreciate it. All right, so this next card comes from Quarantine in France. And that is the town where he lives. He says, Happy New Year. Robert, hope that this year's 2024 will be just as enriching for you, but also for the community. I thank you for the vintage postcard, which I sent to him. And on the back, he sent these beautiful French stamps of the Red Cross and the good work that they've done throughout history. So they've been there through all the different wars and things, and have tried to help ease people's situation and bring some much needed medical care to people. So thank you for all those. And you can see the French stamp there on the end. I mean, they're all French stamps, but very nice, Quarantine. I appreciate it. Thank you. The next card also comes from France. This one comes from Ambre. It's a Star Wars card. You got Anakin there, Anakin Skywalker. And she says, wish you lots of happiness, love, and success, and Legos and beautiful postcards. Stay healthy. And stay as you are. You really make us laugh. I really appreciate that. So thank you for that. There are the stamps. I like the kids playing in the snow, this one here. Of course, the Disney Princess one is great as well. But there's a variety of great stamps and stickers. And Grogu washi tape. I haven't seen that washi tape before, so I really like that. From The Mandalorian. So thank you very much, Amber. This next card comes from our friend Renee Lewis. Also on YouTube, and This is a steam plume from the 2006 eruption of Augustine Volcano in Cook Inlet, Alaska. Explosive ash producing eruptions from Alaska. 40 plus historical active volcanoes pose hazards to aviation, including commercial aircraft flying the busy North Pacific routes between North America and Asia. The Alaska Volcano Observatory monitors these volcanoes to provide forecasts of eruptive activity. And Renee says that she is doing a no-buy year for postcards, stickers, and washi. I wish her well in that, because I know that she buys postcards when she goes off on all her adventures. So I hope she can resist doing it here this year. So she said, I'll be getting a wild variety of cards. That's great. I've done that a few times. I've shown you videos of me picking postcards where I just randomly pick a postcard for someone to send. Maybe a card that I haven't thought about sending to someone before, but just doing it randomly, picking from my lot of postcards. And I think people are relatively receptive of both getting cards that way too. Yes, picking a card that is great for someone's profile when you're doing postcrossing is really good, and takes a lot of time and effort and consideration to pick just the right card. But when you're dealing with direct swaps, sometimes we've sent so many cards back and forth, it's fun to pick a random one and then try to create a story or something on the back of what this card is all about. And so that can be fun too. So that being said, thank you, Renee, for this card and for the coloring on the back, and the unicorn for the Unicorn Gang. She also included that she says she's doing a pantry challenge. This is something that I could not do. She says for January, not to go grocery shopping except for fresh fruits and veggies. I don't think I'd have enough stuff in my pantry in order to be able to feed the family if I just bought fruits and vegetables. We go through a ton of meat and rice and, I don't know, pasta. So if you're just doing fruits and vegetables, your meals would be a little different, unless your deep freeze and fridge is already stocked full when you start January. So I wish you very good luck in that, Renee. This next card is a Thousand Shen card, and it is February. I didn't know they did them for the different months. So this comes from Billy in the Netherlands, and she says, I hope you have a beautiful Christmas, and always sad when the holidays end. Have a great February. And then there are the beautiful stamps on the back. And I'm amazed at the card. I love these cards. I've been very blessed that people are sending them to me, and I didn't know that they did them by the month. So my birthday month is October. So if you've got an October one out there somewhere, I'd love to see it, especially around my birthday. Yeah, so thank you so much, Billy, for that. And I hope that February will be treating us all much better. Hopefully it won't be as cold in February here. And I'm glad that we're not getting a lot of snow in my part of the country. I know other parts of the country are, but we've been blessed so far not to get as much. This next card will get your eyes really squinting. This one comes from Kara in Washington. There is a lot of stuff on the go in this card. It is one of those cards where you got to find something. So it says, can you find a lighthouse? Can you find 5 snake monsters? And a scroll. And so Kara says that 2023 wasn't the best year for her, but we're hoping that 2024 will be much better. And so here gives you something to do. I mean, I guess you can pause the screen and you can look for the lighthouse, the 5 snake monsters, and a scroll. But I'm moving on, and there's the forever stamp. So thank you so much, Kara. This next card comes from our dear friend Lewis, who's in Spain. And so we have this card, and it's just, just an average day, someone stretching out on a piece of fabric, as you do. And so Lewis says, hope you have a happy new year, and you and your family in Polo wish you the best for 2024. More nice postcards will be sent, so I appreciate that, and that we are trading back and forth. There are the stamps. Once again, he has included one of my favorite ones that he has from Spain. This one where the train is breaking out of the rest of the postage. And so thank you so much, Lewis. I got another one. This one comes from France. I've had 3 from France this weekend. It's one I don't normally get a lot from, so I'm appreciative of all the new friends that I have that are in France. This one comes from Emily. And look at all these older French stamps. I really like this one. I mean, the ship is beautiful, the sports ones, the birds, I mean, lots of things, but this is the one that's eye-catching. I don't know if it's because it's not as colorful or if it's just the image that's on there, but yeah, it's a beautiful stamp. So thank you, Emily. And inside, she sent me this card from Dubai. Now, she's just come back from being in Dubai where she was visiting with friends. So she sent me this postcard, and I really appreciate it. Nice messages on the back as well. So I'm glad that you had a great time there and felt safe and got to experience lots of different things. And then now that you're back home in France, that you sent me a card. So thank you so much. This next envelope comes from Media in Finland. This is a cute stamp. I like this one. Yeah. How do you fix things with tape all the time? We used to have a program here called the Red Green Show. And it was a gentleman, probably at the time, he's probably what my age is now. When I saw it, he seemed like an older gentleman. He had a beard like this with the gray hair in it, similar to mine, maybe a bit bushier. And he could fix anything, or he claimed that anything could be fixed with duct tape. Do you know what I talked about by duct tape? D-U-C-T, not D-U-C-K. Gray, really strong tape. Put it on anything. You can make anything. And so the Red Green Show really pushed that tape you could do anything with. That being said, let's move along, because inside that envelope, I was kind of blown away. First, let's look at the postcard she sent. This one here of Buddha, but gingerbread Buddha. There's some talent making a gingerbread Buddha. You may have made a house before, but have you done one like this? So she said, I sent you the new Estonian stamp. These are Finland's, too, but if it doesn't arrive, here's the first day cover. A brand new first day cover. That's the new Estonian stamp that she was talking about. She's fortunate enough that she gets to go back and forth between Finland and Estonia relatively often. So she sent some things like that. And she also sent a stamp from Paraguay, because my daughter is into Formula One racing. There's a Formula One car, or a race car from Paraguay. Niki Lauda. You guys remember Niki Lauda and his racing career? Well, there you go. I'm sure my daughter Dea knows all about it. I've watched some programs, so I know who Niki Lauda is too. Now, the last envelope I have to do, we've already seen it. This one comes from Eric in Ontario. He sent this last week, and inside it he put in all the envelopes for the coming weeks. So here we have January 19th, today. You can see it is yet to be opened. He asked that I show that they haven't been tampered with, because he wants to know that whatever he puts inside, he's seeing at the same time as everyone else. So let's open the envelope. The envelope, please. There we go. Inside, we always have a joke. We have a riddle answer. He has a message here for me too. He said this card he got when he was visiting the United States, thought you would get a kick out of it. It is a town he visited. We have similar type towns in Newfoundland that have things like this. Well, this is the town of Intercourse in Pennsylvania. So you can see the Amish wagon going by. I believe it's Amish that are in Pennsylvania. And it says so on the back, Amish country. There we go. If I just read ahead of time, I would have known that. But the Amish are a Dutch-German descendants. They are deeply religious people who conduct their lives in their community under the laws of God. Farming is their chief means of income, although many have been skilled craftsmen. The horse and buggy is their main source of transportation, for they do not own automobiles. They do, however, contract the English to drive them when needed. And there is Intercourse, Pennsylvania. All right, and along with that, he sent a recap of last week's question. It says, to do this, you use one body part. Babies start to do it in time. Some hate when certain people do it. Others do it nonstop and it's fine. What activity is it? I believe I said cry, but the answer is talking. So there you go. This week's riddle is, you do this with your feet when stubborn, or you fill a garden. Okay, run this. You do this with your feet when stubborn, or to fill a garden. To give ideas a start, or it's a factory people work in. What am I? You do this when your feet when you're stubborn. My first thought was stomp, but that, or to fill a garden. So you don't stomp to fill a garden. What do you do to fill a garden? To give ideas a start. What do you do to give ideas a start? Jump. You jump with your feet when you're stubborn, or to fill a garden. Do you jump to fill a garden? Well, you might jump on a shovel if you're working on moving the earth. You do give a jump start to your ideas, or it's a factory people work in it. Well, jump isn't a factory. What am I? I don't know. I'm going to have to leave that to you guys this week to figure out. Leave it in the comments, and we'll see if you get it right for next week. Now, we'll finish with the dad joke. It is, what happened when the world tongue twister champion got arrested? What happened when the world tongue twister champion got arrested? The answer is, they gave him a really tough sentence. Da 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 da. I like the dad jokes. They're good. I like the riddles too, but I'm not very good at them. So I'm still trying to think of a name of a different type of factory. Like automobile factory. But then it's got to match all the other clues. So you guys are going to be smarter than me. You'll figure it out. So thank you, Eric, for that, and for once again stumping me. If you're keeping track of how many I've got right versus how many I haven't, I'm not doing very great. But thank you for that. And thank you everyone else who has sent something in. If you watched yesterday's video, I just got caught up with sending out my direct swaps from last week. So this week I'll have a few more post-crossing ones to do, and then I'll have these new direct swaps to respond to as well. Tomorrow is That Dad Guy Answers. I will review the question that I have for you guys. If you guys want to participate and send me a postcard with your response in it, I'll give you that question again tomorrow. Also, if you want to participate by asking me questions, we can do that as well. It will be live though, so you have to make sure that you tune in when I go live. I think it'll be about 10 o'clock Atlantic Standard Time tomorrow, maybe 11, depending on how things go. So if you happen to be in and around during that time frame in your time zones, whatever that should be, then I'd love to hear from you. Till then, have a magical week. What, Polo? You say like, subscribe, share, and tell all your friends.
Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy?